The drag queen thing.
Yes.
And do me a favor, bring it up and put it big so I can read it and all that stuff.
All right.
So I wake up today and Kiki tells me, and look, you know my thoughts on drag queen. No problem with it. My boy Jake and Louie said it perfectly. It's something young kids don't get. Don't fucking show young kids drag queens and be like, oh, do you get? No, they're gonna have questions they don't need to ask at that age. But I think they're. Do I think drag queens is a form of art? Yeah, I think it's more a form of art than it is a sexual identity. I do. You're a dude that dresses like a chick. RuPaul's a dude that dresses like a chick. Not trying to. That's how I see it. Not saying I'm right, but I'm not saying I'm right. So that's how I see it, and it is an art form. Like you could say dressing like a clown is an art form.
Yeah,
you
commedia dell'arte.
But so Keanu says, and she lies, he exaggerates. She's like, Donald Trump has banned drag queens from the Lincoln Center. It's not true. According to and to quote Frankie and Peter, and Frankie's being honest, Peter is just covering up. Drag group slams Donald Trump for takeover of Kennedy Center board. No problem with that. And vowing to end drag shows. Now, before we page down and read this, which you're not going to believe this, I haven't. This says vowing to end drag shows. Now, do you think anywhere in this article it says Donald Trump says, and I'm going to put an end to drag shows? Or do you think he fucking took a dig at drag shows for what I will believe is a legitimate reason and they fucking twisted it? I don't even know what the advocate is. Which do you think it is?
Well, I did not read this article, but I read a New York Times article. First of all, Trump,
which we know is fucking. So your smile, which is beautiful, tells me I'm right. Well, don't tell me because since you know, let's read down.
Well,
let's read down so I can be even more right.
Well, I'm going to tell you that, first of all, Trumpy Poo made himself the chairman of the Kennedy Center.
And what do you think of that?
I don't know. He wants to make the golden era of entertainment. So says him. Says he. I don't know. I mean, is this what we really should be worried about right now, Trumpy Poo? Getting drag queens out of, or is this something to make you?
Well, let's read the article and see if this isn't, and I know it is, by the way, a gross exaggeration of what actually went on.
Okay, let's see.
Because I'm guaranteeing this article is going to be like, drag queens are evil, deceitful pieces of lying, satanic No, I guarantee it. So let's see, shall we? Let's read.
All right.
All right. And feel free to keep going. Yeah, obviously. All right. Donald Trump has announced his plans to wipe out the board of trustees at the Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts and replace the chairman with himself. Trump said that he was specifically. Why are we laughing? Why are we laughing?
Because it's such a ridiculous sentence. He plans to wipe out the Kennedy Center board of trustees and replace them with who? Himself.
Okay, so what's funny? Wiping them out? Because I'm going to be honest. I'm going to let you in on something you might not realize. And you can make me bigger. Like, yeah, I love this. Yeah, right? This looks good. And you don't need my help, but like, you do. You don't, but you do. You know what I mean? I love you. You're great at this. Suppose I said Donald Trump was going to wipe out the USAID and replace it with just the Department of State.
I don't know. We're talking about art here. This is the Kennedy Center.
But we are talking about art.
ID means what? What?
But we're talking about wiping out something that's run poorly. And I'm not saying this is yet because I haven't read the article.
Well, but explain to me just first what ID means. What does it stand for?
USAID.
Which stands for United States of America. What?
Come back to me. I apologize if you're not. If you're following the news and you can't believe she's asking. USAID is the fucking department that fucking Donald Trump is ripping apart for giving money to fucking fund millions of dollars to fund Sesame Street in Nicaragua, millions of dollars for Vietnam to stop them from burning trash, millions of dollars for all this ridiculous shit.
I just like to know the facts. I just wonder, what does ID stand for?
I fucking know, and I forgot already. I'll be the
okay. So
what's it? No, what does that matter?
I'll Google. I just want to know. I'm not
United States aid to independent whatever. Look it up.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
I guarantee it's in the chat.
You don't need to yell at me. I
apologize
wanted to know.
for yelling at you, but this is literally, you're like, this is what people losing arguments. You're like, well, what's it? This is
no.
This is my cousin. Put it on me for a sec. This is my cousin Frank Lowe's. Okay, when you show him an article blowing shit out of the water, it's like, who wrote it? And you're like, it's in fucking USA Today. who wrote it, and you say, I never heard of the guy that wrote it. Stop it.
Geno, I'm not defying you whatsoever. I just want to understand exactly what you're saying. So I should have just Googled what USAID stood for.
Google it. Watch this.
All right.
But I'm going to tell you what it means. Okay. It's money. It's basically money we're fucking paying our taxes to that they give to other countries to help those countries develop further. I guarantee the D is for development. And then you find out it's just millions of dollars to fund a Sesame Street to
United States Agency for International Development.
There you go. Now, knowing
that's
that,
all I should have.
Knowing that, what do you have to say?
Okay, that international development doesn't have anything to do with the Kennedy Center. So that's why.
Wow. Yeah. So what?
Well, I'm just asking if we're sticking to the topic.
Never did. Never said it did. What the allegory? The
well,
metaphor.
I'm just trying to stick with you. That's why.
Okay. Well, let me walk you through without you interrupting. It's like you take one department that's terrible at its job and you wipe them out of that job and replace them with anyone else who thinks they can do it better. So let's say you have USAID, now that you know what it stands for, and you want to wipe them out because they're giving money to Nicaragua for Sesame Street and replace them with anyone else. Now, again, before I read this article, anyone that thought I was comparing the Lincoln Center to USAID, work on yourself. Work on it. Work on yourself. Don't get in the way of a great rhythm show and be like, hey, here's a question. Work on it.
I just wanted to understand what you were saying. That's all.
Then listen to what I'm saying.
I just wanted to understand what it stood for. I should have Googled it on my own time.
No, you should have just said, what do you mean? I'm just comparing one institution that's being run poorly, regardless of what they are, and then you wipe out the board that's running it poorly and replace it with anyone else because they can probably do a better job than whatever institution it is that's being run so poorly and getting wiped out.
And that was a perfect way to explain.
Yeah, but you wouldn't let me say that. You're like, no, I need to know.
I'm sorry. I just was confused.
Well, you're learning. So back to me. Back to me. I love that woman. Donald Trump said he was specifically motivated to overhaul the center so he could end drag shows it occasionally hosts. Now, I'm going to stop it right there and be like, I don't have a problem with drag shows at the Kennedy Center.
Okay.
I don't. I'll go. Despite everything I say, as far as I lean to the right, I don't think that's a big deal. So let's go on. Because right now, I'm like, no big deal. But at my direction, we're going to make the Kennedy Center in D.C. great again. I've decided to great again. I've decided to immediately terminate multiple individuals from the Board of Trustees, including the chairman, who do not share a vision for a golden age in arts and culture, Trump said on Truth Social. We'll soon announce a new board with an amazing chairman, Donald J. Trump. You got to love this guy. All right, go on.
You got to at the very least.
Sure, baby.
I'm sorry. You got to at least laugh at that. Here's who we're going to put in. Me.
Yeah. That's great.
Okay. All right. Go on.
But let me ask you, like when he goes, like he means him and he means he's great, but he also knows it's insane what he's writing. Am I wrong?
It's an insane thing to do. It's insane. You know what? Keep us safe. Do you need to be the board, the leader of the Kennedy Center? By the way,
put it on me a sec. We're about to introduce a great new booth girl, board operator. Tell them who it is, Keanu.
Me.
I can see him doing it like that. All right, make it big so I can read it again, baby. And page up. Thank you so much.
There you go.
So it's like a great new fucking chairman. Me.
Myself.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. And Donald knows so much about the arts.
He knows like what people like. Page up, baby. We're done there.
Okay.
Thank you, sweetie. Just last year, the Kennedy Center featured drag shows specific. See this? Go back.
I wasn't
there. No, baby. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that. There you go. I'm on his side again. Just last year, the Kennedy Center featured drag shows specifically targeting our youth.
How?
This, by the way, I don't know, but before this will stop. So I'm back. It's not like drag shows all have to go, but it's like, is this what you're doing? We're using the Kennedy Center for Arts to indoctrinate youth into drag shows, and that's an exaggeration, poorly worded. Back to the big thing so I could read it. That's a problem. Okay.
May I respond?
Oh, yeah, baby, just put you on. And then I'll know to shut the fuck
So,
up. I will just stop fucking talking.
But how many children are at the Kennedy Center for the Arts, number one?
I don't know.
Okay.
Go on. We'll watch this. Put it on me 1 sec. Sorry, you'll like this though. Watch this. To quote the great press secretary Carolyn Levitt, I don't know, but I can look that up, and I'll have my girl look that up after she's done talking. Go on, baby.
I shall look it up.
Thank you.
But does that mean they all have to stop? Why are we fucking with the Kennedy Center for the Arts? Is this what he should be focused on?
It depends. It depends how creepy these shows are, and we'll find that out as we read more of the article.
They're never creepy.
What's that?
In my opinion, they aren't creepy.
In my opinion,
you know what? I understand, but again, like we said about drag queens in schools, you have to choose to take your children to the Kennedy Center for the Arts. If there is a drag show there, you choose to take your
without
children.
A doubt. And we will, and watch this, and we'll look into that as well. We will, because I honestly think Donald Trump, I'm going to tell you something you might not realize about Donald Trump, Keanu. Unlike the left, who I know you don't like, mandated a vaccine. Okay, Donald Trump would never mandate anything. Okay, you understand? The only party that has ever fucking forced our hand in the past fucking 8 years is the party of democracy. So I am sure Donald, he doesn't just hate creep. So I am sure that fucking we will get to the bottom of this, but I don't think Donald Trump is like mandating, like, you can't go. Let's read some more. And then we'll Google that thing. Just last year, the Kennedy Center featured drag shows. I said this, specifically targeted to our youth. Quote, all caps, this will stop. He continued. The Kennedy Center is an American Jew, and must reflect the brightest stars on stage from all across our nation. For the Kennedy Center, the best is yet to come. All right. Kennedy Center hosts over 2,000, making the nation's best performing arts center. It's the official home of the National Symphony Orchestra, beautiful Washington National Opera, timeless, and puts on family-friendly drag shows on occasion. All right, Keep going. The Kennedy Center told CNN that it is, quote, aware of the post made recently by the president on social media, but it has received no official communications from the White House regarding changes to our board of trustees. Though, quote, some members of our board have received termination notices from the administration. Black Dynamite, oh my God, which is not his real name, and he's president of the committee, spelled with a Q as in queer. I should have said spelled with a Q as in quafaggot. That's funny, and you know it. A national network of drag artists and allies led by survivors. What's that, baby?
Would you say that joke again?
Oh, thank you. Why? Oh, I get it, because you want to put raucous applause. Ready? Black Dynamite, president of committee, spelled with a Q as in quafaggot. Love her. A national network of drag artists and allies led by survivors of hate crimes, such as the Pulse and Club Q mass shootings. Watch this. I don't care.
Oh, you don't?
I don't care. What does that got to do with me?
I don't know. That was a horrible thing that happened.
It was a horrible thing that happened.
Okay, so they can't.
But don't. Okay, hey, we need to fucking let kids know. No. It
has nothing to do with kids.
The last thing someone who hates fucking gays, who are fucking convinced by their religion and guilted into hating it, needs is a gay guy saying we're normal people. I think they're normal people with some issues in some cases.
Gay guys?
No, fucking drag queens.
It's just a fucking art. It's just a performance.
You said it. It is an art form. You don't need a second grader looking at a Pollock painting trying to figure it out.
Okay, but again, our debate before was
discussion.
Drag queens out of school. Yes, sure. Go ahead. Fine. May not be appropriate, but you have to choose to bring your children to the Kennedy Center.
Right. I agree with that. So, but we want to get to what they were doing at the Kennedy Center with the shows. Back to this.
Let's read it up.
Black Dynamite, blah, 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 blah. A firebombing in an Ohio church. Like, this is what I mean. I don't need you to pile on all these terrible things, which have nothing to... Let me tell you who was not involved. I checked. With the Pulse nightclub shootings, with the firebombing in Ohio church, and an attack on a power grid in North Carolina. Any member of the Lincoln Center, nobody who goes to opera, nobody who goes to ballet, I can assure you, is saying we need to blow up a fucking church or shoot up a nightclub. Let me tell you, the nightclub shooting, one fucking self-hating faggot.
Hey,
and I say that, and you know, did it ISIS faggot. One person. And they want to drape on, we need to educate. You don't. I'm sorry, baby, you're talking.
How about this? I for one, love the ballet. I love it. It's not for everyone. I would bring, if I ever had a child, which I won't, I would bring children to it early. I would bring children to it often. There is more packages of men in tights on male ballerinas or ballerinos than you will ever see on a drag queen.
So you're comparing the outfits male ballerinas wear to fucking drag queens.
How is it not inappropriate that it's just a human body, you know?
Drag Story Hour, New York City, Lincoln Center. All right, click on that. Okay, again, as freaky as that looks, and that looks like I've seen way better. He put no work into it. As creepy as that looks, I mean, that's like the Lincoln Center to me is the same as a public library, as I've said. I have no problem with that, right?
Yes.
All right, let's pick. So what does it say? So is there a description? Frankie, Frankie, hold on, go back to the picture. Frankie, what do you think of this woman?
She's a nice one.
Oh, there you
go.
There you go.
I love you, Frankie.
Frankie's coming. All right, what does it say? This event is free and open to the public. You went over. I'm not reading. This event is free and open to the public. Seating and entry are first come, first served. The line will form at the
Atrium's entrance on Broadway between 62nd and 63rd.
They're sneaking them in the side door. I'm kidding. Okay, make this bigger if you can. Do the Control Plus. Presented in collaboration with the New York Public Library. No problem with that. You know me. As pillars of the queer community since before the Stonewall Rebellion. Remember, Chrissy was part of that. She was not, but she did a gig there. Drag entertainers. I'm not trying to steal valor for her. Drag entertainers are no strangers to the revolutionary act of spreading hope and love to younger generations. Okay, stop it. Stop it.
Why not?
Who better to lead young minds through the landscape of a magical fairy? Anyone else? That's stupid. Am I crazy? I'll say it. Watch this. Here you go. Who better, Frankie, to lead young minds through the landscape of a magical fairy kingdom than real-life drag royalty? Stop it. Programmed in collaboration with the New York Public Library for the Performing Arts, Drag Story Hour in New York City is an interactive story. That's fine.
Yeah.
Sell it as it is. Don't be like, who better? Not you. Let people come. If you're saying, hey, it's in collaboration with the New York Public Library for the Performing Arts, Drag Story Hour is an interactive storytelling event specifically developed for ages 3 to 8. No. Thank you, Donald Trump. Thank you, Donald Trump. When you're saying I've got a drag show, Keanu, even you know that's creepy. Keanu, they've got a drag show specifically designed, I'll say even better, for 3, 4, and 5-year-olds. Thank you, Donald Trump. That's what I meant. That's disgusting.
It's your prerogative.
Keanu, I want you to say to me that you're fine with a drag show specifically designed for 3-year-olds.
It's just a drag.
Keanu, say it.
No,
say it so they can clip it. You can't, because it's vulgar.
It's not vulgar.
It's vulgar. It's vulgar. That's vulgar.
Listen,
I'll call anyone right now and ask them. Call your. I'm calling Micheline.
Send her the link. No, she wouldn't.
Calling her right now. I'm calling.
Are you gonna let me finish or no?
Take me off screen. I'm calling your mother. Watch this. I'm calling your mom.
Well, are you going to listen?
Yeah.
Well, wait, hang on a minute.
Nope.
Would you? Okay. Well, again, it's your prerogative. You're not going to let me.
No, because you can say whatever you want after you answer one question.
Yes.
When I say there's a drag queen show specifically designed for 3-year-olds, you don't find that the least bit creepy? Yes or no?
No, to me, I don't. Mm-mm.
Wow.
And again,
wow.
Sorry, no, it's not a drag show.
Frankie,
at a bar.
Hold on, and then I'll let you talk. Frankie's the guest. We both yield to him. Frankie, do you think drag queens should have shows specifically designed for 3-year-olds?
No.
Thank you. Frankie, do you think drag queens should have shows specifically designed for 4-year-olds?
No.
Do you think it's kind of weird to have a drag queen reading to a 5-year-old?
It's definitely weird.
Thank you. Frankie, one more question, and then I'll give it to the defense. Frankie, would you rather have a drag queen A read to a 3-year-old or
B?
Back to you, Keanu. Now,
are
Keanu,
you sure about
Keanu,
those 5 minutes, Frankie?
Do me a favor right now and put your fucked up spin on something you know is wrong because you fucking blanket it with fucking gay people who no one has problems with. But just like I said about that dopey bitch who fucking was waiting for Nick Mercator, and now she's fucked. You're not doing these people favors by saying, no, I don't know if it's wrong that a 3-year-old should be read to. You're not doing them favors. This is what's wrong with people. Well, I don't want to shit on them. Any drag queen that thinks that went out of their way to design a curriculum for a 3-year-old is a fucking sicko. Period. Frankie, am I wrong or am I right?
B.
B.
Okay.
I'm just trying to.
Sorry to get passionate, but you're not doing gay people who I have nothing but respect for. I do any favors by saying, well, it does reflect on gays poorly by small-minded people. I would like to think gay people. I would like to think gay people. I would like to think gay people would say, what kind of sicko wants to cross-dress and tailor a curriculum to read to? I'm going to say this number again: 3-year-olds. I'm sorry, I lost my mind, baby. Go. Please don't be mad at me.
No, I'm not. Fuck, I'm not mad.
Good.
I know
Okay, good. No, good. Thank God you're not. I get nuts.
I
get crazy.
Shit. I'm allowed to think whatever I want to think too.
Baby, I would
and
never
also,
stop you. I love that
you
have
let
your own
me
opinion.
finish. Thank you. It's your wife. Sticking to the topic, and if we had the debate that we had before, schools, we decided, okay, no. Right?
Right.
Geno, I'm talking to you.
I'm listening, babe.
This is a place we decided also that you could bring your kids to a public library. You could bring your kids wherever. And I don't think it's something you grew up with or know anything about.
What?
Not all drag queens are the salacious nightlife drag queens that you see in bars. So, to my point, for Donald Trump to make himself, who's better than to leave the Kennedy Center than me?
Anyone?
Yeah. Great.
Anyone?
Great. So, listen, you just don't understand because you didn't grow up with it. You don't understand it. You don't know drag culture. If I were a parent and I thought it appropriate to let my kid go and be read to by Jinx Monsoon, who wears a 1950s dress, then that's my prerogative. Where does it end? So now we're going to stop art forms that some parents find appropriate to let their kids be read to in a public space. That's censorship. That is censorship. Schools, sure, no. But the government's gonna crowbar in this censorship that if I want to let my kid be read to by a drag queen, not a salacious drag queen that's wearing a thong or something, because I highly doubt to you that any would be doing that, and they wouldn't. The Kennedy Center wouldn't let a drag queen in that was in, a fucking mankini. If that's my prerogative as a parent and I want to bring them there, then I don't see anything fucking wrong with it. I'm not saying it's just something that maybe you aren't familiar with and understand.
Well, let's bring in Max Lodes' opinion, because this is the perfect way to put it. You're both correct. Keanu, you're correct. If no one takes the kids, there are no shows. And I fucking wasn't weighing in on that. And that's fine. That gets back to yesterday's theme, capitalism. Let the market decide. But my statement was simply that when Donald Trump, and you could say he's overreaching. That's fine.
He is overreaching. Government fucking overreach. That is
Did you
government
really
overreach.
just call Donald Trump, accuse Donald Trump of government fucking overreach
It's
when
not-
fucking we spent half a bit? Then let him overreach on this.
Okay, so it's
Which I don't
rules
think
for
it is.
thee and not for me.
No,
Rules
no,
for thee and not for me.
no, it's not, because
Yes,
here's the
it
thing.
is.
He doesn't think, and I'd be
Hey,
curious.
I'll say. Come on,
By the way,
Geno,
watch
I'm
this.
being
In
serious,
hot water, okay? Save your over liberal fucking faggotry for your show. Okay? Jesus Christ, I'll say. We get it. We get it. You actually didn't think Kamala was a dumb cunt. We get it. But my point is simply, and she was.
No, listen.
She was. She insulted our intelligence. You got mad at me when I would shit on fucking Karun Jean-Pierre for talking to us like pieces of shit.
Say,
I get it.
Can
Stop.
I just say?
What is it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, go. What? I'm sorry,
Can I
go.
just say in this sphere, I come off as some sort of like diehard liberal or something.
Because you won't admit it's creepy.
To me, it's not.
To tailor if I'm a drag queen, okay, and I'd look gorgeous as a woman, I'll dress as a drag queen. I'll fucking do whatever you want. But there's no point in my brain where I'm like, I would want to perform for 3-year-olds. That's sick. I'm going to say it. That's sick. That's
It's not
sicky.
Performing. They're reading to kids.
Yeah, but you don't need to read to a 3-year-old. Nowhere in your brain should you want to interact with a 3-year-old if you're cross-dressing. I'm sorry. You can say, am I wrong?
You're not. It's not cross-dressing. They're mostly.
Stop. Okay, whatever you want to call it.
Listen, I don't want to come off as like we don't have to fight about this.
Okay.
It's my opinion that it's a little overreaching. I'm going to become the president of the Kennedy Center now, so that drag queens are pushed out. Okay.
Fitzy basically said, Keanu, we had a thing with its tits out on the White House lawn. How can you assure us that there's nothing salacious going on there?
A thing with its tits out?
Yes, a drag queen pulled their tits out on the White House lawn. And
oh
my God, it's legendary.
Were there children? What do you mean? You'd have to show me what you're talking about.
Well, why don't I just Google this while you're fucking saying while you're dancing around?
Is that drag queen story hour at a public library?
Tits out, White House, drag. I'm just going to put pride.
Well, right. So what does
White House,
have to do with
White House bans trans activists for topless photo at Pride event?
Big difference between a drag queen and a trans person.
Is there?
Yes.
All right, you say so.
I'm sorry. I'm allowed to.
I didn't say they're identical.
Free speech. No censorship. I'm allowed to say and feel like how I feel about it. To me, it's not that big of a deal. It's a public place that you're allowed to bring your kids. So it's censorship to me and government overreach to fucking ban that.
No, here's why it's not.
And then you know what? Then there should,
Here's why it's not.
Okay. And that's fine. Listen, I
get
it.
Outlaw,
Listen, this is what happens. Let me, as your wife, let me just talk for a second.
Wow. It's going to be a fun fucking, week when she's not here fucking saying, I'm going to talk as much as I want to.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, talk.
You paint me as like some kind of fucking insane person. It's just, I'm allowed to feel how I want to feel about it. And it's a public place. We already agreed, not in schools. Right.
Here's the problem with liberals that fucking just don't want to be wrong.
I'm not a liberal.
You won't. Stop it. Neither is Franklin. I know you're a libertarian.
I'm not a libertarian.
No one outlawed fucking being a drag queen. No one outlawed any of this shit. But when you have a place as prestigious as the Lincoln Center and you don't want to have, you didn't say get out of no more having drag queens fucking have a curriculum or whatever you want to call it, story time, tailored to 3-year-olds. That's all. It didn't say you're banned, you're fired, you're executed like you are in other countries because it's the greatest country in the world. It's not overreach when you say, I'm going to reach over here and take you out here and you go wherever the fuck else you want, just not the Lincoln Center. It's not.
Why? Public place.
You don't put drag queens who have a story time tailored for 3-year-olds at the Lincoln Center. You don't.
So it should just be so Lincoln Center. We could basically it's like the library basically.
No, it's not like a
Okay.
library.
Okay, so it's okay at the library, but not at Lincoln Center. So
there's a certain amount of prestige to the Lincoln Center. I would say yes.
Okay. All right. Listen, it is a parent's prerogative if they want to.
Hold on one sec, baby. Impound Media, shoot me an email on Patreon. DM me on Patreon.
So you want to ban things that it's your prerogative. You don't have to bring your kids to drag queen story hour. And
you don't have to have it at the Lincoln Center. You can have it
so fine, ban it from the Lincoln Center. You're right. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. There I go.
Lincoln
Thank
Center.
you.
Right. Let's have Trump be the, end all be all of what is art and what is appropriate and what's not. That's perfectly fine. That's fine.
I don't think he's being the end all be all.
No, it's fine. He made himself the president of Lincoln Center. I like Trump. All right. I just think it's a kind of ridiculous. Censorship and free speech. There you go. That's all. It's okay. Geno, it's your show. You wanted me to bring up this article. I had an opinion on it. Okay?
And I just didn't want you to push back.
It's okay. That's fine. It's all wrong. It's perverse. Let's Melanie Mack it and just call it a fucking day.
Nope, because all I said, and you still haven't responded, do you think it's okay for a drag queen to have a curriculum tailored? Curriculum.
Where is the word curriculum coming from?
Do you think it's okay for a drag? It's just in my head because of some other project I'm working on. Do you think it's okay for a drag queen to tailor a story time to a 3-year-old?
If a drag queen reads a story in an appropriate outfit to a 3-year-old,
did you listen to what she said?
Can you give a mouse a cookie? If Jinx Monsoon in a dress read, would you give a mouse a cookie? To my kid, I would have zero fucking problem.
Keanu, let's play a game.
What if the drag queens read the Bible?
Keanu, ask me if I think it's okay to have a fucking drag queen read a story to it, have a story time hour. Take 2. Ask me if I think it's okay for a drag queen to have a story time tailored to a 3-year-old. Ask me.
Do you think it's okay for a drag queen to have story time tailored to a 3-year-old?
No. Now you do it without a 20-minute answer. Keanu, do you think it's okay for a drag queen to have story time tailored to a 3-year-old? One word, go.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. There you go.
And also,
there you go.
Also,
there you go. Trying to survive here, but this is what goes on. She said yes. Let the record show, Your Honor, that my wife thinks it's okay to have fucking drag queens tailor story time for a 3-year-old. Wow. Let the record show that. Because God forbid she says no. God forbid she says no.
So everything that we debated about the other day,
that's going to come up at some point in fucking I'm going to be like, yeah, my wife did say that, Your Honor. My wife did.
What?
My wife also said, this is how good my wife is with age, also said, and I believe April's only 29. Now she's 30 and fucked.
Who gives a fuck about that? What are you talking about?
Because by the way, hold on, Gum Friday, please clip it. We'll get some views.
I am allowed to disagree with you,
baby. You're allowed.
Yeah, and I'm sorry that I don't think I maybe know a little bit more about the drag world than you do. And
go on. Then explain this to me. Explain to me.
You never
explain to me. Explain to me, since you know so much, what I'm missing with it being creepy for anybody fucking who dresses like another gender to want to fucking read to a 3-year-old, and specifically have a story time outline for that. Explain that to me, because you know so much more.
You're generalizing all drag queens.
I'm not. I'm specifically targeting any drag queen, which I want to believe is less than 1%, that wants to target story time to a 3-year-old. I think that's beyond. I would imagine I hope to God that's less than 1%.
God, I'm gay. I don't know when this all happened.
That's what I'm targeting, baby.
Okay. Then shall we just say that, all right, so the government's allowed to go to public spaces and ban people from going there.
If there are people who want to make drag shows for 3-year-olds, that is fine. The real question is, would you take your 3-year-old to it? No. Right. I mean, that's fine. I agree with that. But the real statement is simply what I'm saying. Donald Trump said, I don't think a prestigious place like the Lincoln Center and by the way, this is a good teaser. Me and Max will talk about this more on Friday. I don't think a prestigious place like the Lincoln Center needs to have fucking a story time, which started this whole thing. The impetus was when we showed the article. I said, I was literally on fucking the side. I leaned left. I went like this. I'm like, I don't think Donald Trump should do that. And then when he says it's specifically tailored to 3-year-olds, I'm like, yeah. And then when I read it in there on the own Lincoln Center website, I'm like, yeah, I'm back. I was like, ooh.
He's right, though.
Max Lowe is always right. What do you mean? Go. I'm sorry, baby.
If you want to take your child there.
Oh, without a doubt.
Then you should be able to. But unless the president comes in and says, I'm going to be the president, I'm going to ban that. That's pretty fucked up.
No, it's no, because he didn't, baby, really fast. Yeah. Baby, he didn't ban it. He said he kicked them out of the Lincoln Center. He didn't ban it. Kicked them out of the Lincoln Center because I'll say it again, it's a prestigious place. And America, we want to make America great again. Out. And okay. I'm telling you, fucking America doesn't look great when they're letting fucking trannies or whatever, God forgive me. I'm not Mace. I'm not Mace, the representative from South Carolina, although I did masturbate to that. I'm kidding. Yeah. When it's not making America great to say one of the most prestigious places where we have opera and ballet that I went to as a kid and fell in love with men's bulges in the Nutcracker. Not to be confused with clearing the run. Please, when I'm doing a bit. Please, when I'm doing a bit. No, do it. Go. Doing a bit. No, you get your point. Say what you wanted to say, because I lost my train. I was doing a bit, but it was more important to get your thing across on our silly little show. So you need to talk so I can reset from that. Go, baby. I mean it. Go.
You were making my point about the bulges in ballet.
What?
I'm scared. Oh my God. Come on, laugh. It's not that serious.
It's right over the end stream right now. Talk, or it's right over the end stream.
What do you want me to?
What were you saying when you interrupted me? Because it was more important than my bit. More important than being funny.
I should have crowbarred in. There's a lot more bulges in male ballerinas.
What?
I shouldn't have crowbarred in the fact that you can see a lot more bulge in ballet with men than you can with any drag queen. Okay? Sorry for crowbarring that in.
Anyway.
I think you need to lighten up a little bit. I'm allowed to think how
You should lighten up a little bit.
I'm light. I played fart noises.
If you're light, then you're not fucking so driven to interrupt the stupid dick joke I'm saying with your thing.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. We're learning as we go. Anyway, all I'm saying is, from the get-go, when I heard Donald Trump did that, I leaned a little bit to the right. I'm leaning to the right. Excuse me, I'm leaning to the left. I forget. And I'm like, that's weird. And then you find out it's like, well, I'm making myself the chairman. And then we're in the middle because we know he makes fun of himself. We're both right there. And then you go to the fucking Lincoln Center page and they're touting about fucking, it's tailored for 3-year-olds. And here's the thing. I can admit when I'm wrong. I do it all the time. I do. But when you're like, nah, I'm going to double down and be like, no. And you literally have it clipped, thank you, in Hot Water Guy, of a woman saying, I don't think and I keep wanting to say trans because I'm being lazy. I don't think someone who's a fucking drag queen that wants to, and I agree, Keanu, you're right. It goes away if people don't take their kids there. That's fine. But when Donald Trump says, no, Lincoln Center, prestigious, we're already enough of a laughing stock with what's going on, with someone whipping their tits out at the White House on Pride Day. We already look stupid enough. So now that we let some tranny whip their tits out on Pride Day at the White House, why don't we take them out as a punishment? Why don't we take them out of the Lincoln Center? Well, not well. They're gone. Where can they go? Anywhere else. Anywhere else. Despite what idiots will tell you. Oh, my trans rights are gone. They're not. Okay, and you're not invisible.
Trans people have nothing to do with drag queens. Literally nothing.
Don't be so stubborn. And by the way, my wife is stubborn.
You don't
and
have
I
to
say
tell
that
me don't. You don't have to tell me don't. I am allowed to feel how I feel on this.
Do you think on me to compliment you? I'm begging you, honey. Do I ever make you feel like you can't say whatever you want?
When you say, yes, put the camera back on me and you're wrong. That's when you make me feel like that. I just was trying to get a point across. Is I'm allowed.
Inappropriate.
No. Lighten up, okay? To me, it's not wrong. I don't like government overreach like that, just like you guys don't, right? I think it's very odd for Trump to make himself the president of the Kennedy Center, like he knows anything about art. And I like the man. I really do.
Right.
I really do. But you know what? Maybe he's got a few bigger fish to fry than parents of their own volition taking their kids to drag queen story hour. And again, I know this sphere and I love everyone in here, right?
Right. Go on, baby. I'm sorry.
But
Why am I on?
Because I don't want to.
What's that? Oh, here we go.
No, I know. I'm just trying to like choke just because
I'm going to tell you people this right now.
No, I just sometimes I feel that. Let me finish
One
while I
of
can
you
talk.
ever let me talk. This
Okay,
is
okay.
important because I'm tired. Anytime she gets emotional,
It's not.
do
when
not
I'm
give me
passionate-
shit because I'll fucking ban you. I don't need your $5 fucking bucks. It's bullshit. I did nothing. This is what
No,
we
you
do.
didn't
I
do
think she's
anything.
great.
You
And
didn't-
she'll always say afterwards, like, I just get emotional. And people are like, why'd you make her cry? Don't ever do that again.
No. He's not.
I know. Tell them. Tell them.
I'm trying to. I'm not crying. When I feel like I'm passionate about something, it's not like sad tears or something. It's just what my
And it's one of the
biological
things I love
reaction.
about
He's
you.
not. But this sphere, who I love everybody in. I really do. But
Even
I know
Jaquan G, you hate him.
I know what it does. I know what it does for if I speak my mind about something and I know that it's like stupid idiot liberal. I'm really not that. It's just I just have a different, like we talk about, I have a different perspective of it. Okay? And stupid. Let me play the stupid.
That was good.
No, I do
Just
not.
admit
Yeah.
that was good. And I'm a terrible actor. Come on.
It was great. I'm not. You're not making me cry. I'm a big gal. I really am. I'm fine. It's just I realize. Yeah, I lose like shit all the time. People are like stupid idiot, fucking liberal. Duh.
That's how I say
have.
it too.
I don't have the. I have a different perspective on it. And you speak so much about censorship and government overreach. And
I do.
We had the whole entire conversation, the debate about a public library fine drags you bring your kids there. If you want to, you don't have to. Schools maybe not. All right, I went back on that, even though I have no problem with it because I know that not all drag queens are inherently perverse or something. And
I'm listening, babe. I really am. I want to show you a picture in a sec.
Like,
You're gonna love. Sorry to interrupt you.
I just feel like. So now, where does it end? So now we're gonna ban it from a public place.
No,
where you don't have
you're
to.
not. But you're not, baby. I'm sorry to interrupt you. You're not.
Where again? We already decided.
Hold
on.
on.
The last debate.
This is where you should have pointed at. You got to point at Keanu cast right now. Practice.
In the last debate that we had, we decided, okay, fine. No, no schools can't go over the parents. But if your parents decide to bring you to a place and they think nothing's wrong with it, much like I don't think anything's wrong with it, I think that people have a really wrong way of thinking about what drag is and what the art of it is. That's just my opinion, which I'm allowed to fucking think. So now if the government, the president, is going to overreach that and vow to ban it, that to me seems against exactly what America is about, or what you kind of like get upset about, which is censorship and government overreach, because it doesn't tailor to your exact specifications.
Keanu.
Okay?
Keanu.
That's all.
That's all. That's fine. But
that's all I have to say.
And that's fine. But I just have one thing. He didn't ban it. He kicked it out of the Lincoln Center. This is what people do. They're like, well, he banned it. No. He's like, it can't be in the Lincoln Center. Why? It's the Lincoln Center.
Why? But it's a government facility.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a government facility, much like a library. Need I remind you? Drag groups, slams, Donald Trump Court, Kennedy Center, and drag shows.
Keanu.
Yeah, what? Go ahead.
Sorry. No, talk. Because all I was going to say was shit you don't want to hear. It is a government facility. And this government facility is the Lincoln Center. And I'm going to say it for the 90th time. And you can fight all you want.
Because you refuse to.
What?
This is how conversation goes. You just take turns. I'm just saying I'm not.
Keanu, it's the Lincoln Center. And all I said was, and I'll say it again with my hands, it's the Lincoln Center. He didn't say drag queens are evil. Drag queens are banned. He's like, we're not going to have drag queen storytime hour at the Lincoln Center anymore, where we have ballet and symphony and have hosted presidents and fucking icons or whatever. I say icon because you always say iconic and I love you. For people from across the world. We're not. Where do you want to do it? Where can we do it? Anywhere else.
I think the public library.
Sure.
Well, wait till Trump becomes the president of all the public libraries.
Keanu, do you want to wager on that?
No.
You know when Trump's being, I just read this. I got the text. Trump, right after he bans gay marriage in every state, which he can't do because of the Constitution. Once he makes it illegal to be transgender, which he cannot do and he will become president. He'll create the position president of all the public libraries and ban Storytime Hour. No, that's the response. You say something that incredulously, fanatically wrong when the bottom line is you'll always be able to get married if you're gay. You'll always be able to get an abortion if you're a whore. You'll always be able to get married if you're born wrong. You will. Thank you for getting that. And you will always be able. I love you. See, she's good.
God, I'm gay. I don't know when this all happened.
You're not to get rid of
such a girl.
Thank God I and why do I get so offended when you say and you'll always be able to fucking have people that are deranged, the less than 1% of drag queens who I'm telling you, we're gonna do a show. Let's do it, baby. We're doing a drag show. Me and you. And I'm going to read, and I'm going to see how many people bring their 3-year-olds to watch us.
I would love that.
Love that. We are doing that.
Yeah, well, we can't do it at the Kennedy Center. So.
Watch this. You're goddamn right we can't.
You
By the way, I'm going to call the Kennedy Center and be like, yeah, it's Geno. Hold on. I'm calling right now. Hold on. Watch this. Yes, Geno. Hello, Kennedy Center, Geno. Yeah. Yeah, from In Hot Water. Yeah, Keanu. Yeah. No,
okay,
she's not liberal.
So
You're
then,
right.
Can I ask you?
We go.
Who should
Here we go.
I'd far rather a drag queen like Jinx Monsoon, who has decorum and beauty and wears a 50s style dress. I'm not saying she reads to kids. I don't know, but she's the one that comes to mind. Far rather her read to my kids than you.
Fine.
So would you be able to read
You want
them?
me to read? I used to read to my niece and nephew all the time. They loved
that is terrifying.
it.